We are live. We are live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So happy Sunday to all of you. Thank you so much for coming here, and thank you for our beautiful, amazing guest, Liz Lerner, who I've had the honor of knowing for many, many years. And this is also live, so thank you for those of us who are joining us on our live stream. We're very grateful. Today we have a smaller, intimate group, which is beautiful. We had about 3 people that messaged with severe migraine headache that we just can't come, and we'll address that and what's going on with the frequencies, and of course, and everything is as it is always.
We always thank you guys for taking the time this Sunday. We know it's summertime, many have gone on vacation, the energies are keep transforming in many ways possible where everyone's feeling what's moving through them. So it's always a blessing. We're always grateful to have beautiful, blessed beings to come and really bring their message forward and to share with us and to really allow our hearts to connect as we bring the messages of love together. So thank you all for being here.
So we probably will be a little bit distant because we have the distribution of energy. So maybe one can come here so the distribution of energy is a little bit more. So we're very honored because Mariam has been a previous guest speaker, Phil has been a previous guest speaker, and the whole purpose of this is to just open up from that place of our heart, from that place of what we feel we've been blessed with, and just whatever you like. Yes, Kamra, if you like, come with the course so we can see you a little bit better. Thank you so much. So we can really allow this gift of our love be expanded, and the door of the heart is open, the door of your home is open, and I feel that this power of giving really is the gift that is being bestowed upon us, that we can expand it out, and by what you are touched with, then you can further expand that and vibrate that and move it forward. So I believe this is our number 14 gathering. Yeah, so we won't be having an SSSS next month because we'll be traveling. So, but in August we'll be reunited. So I begin?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Els, welcome. Silly, come and join us. So just FYI, I can't tell how my volume is because this ear is completely blocked. From yesterday, last I did 2 ear candling on it this morning. I just can't tell. It feels like I'm talking extremely loud. So just sort of like let me know the other way. So let me please, thank you, Anna, and let me know how it is because I can't quite tell. But it's been interesting. So you wake up in the morning and you have message to share. We have a guest speaker and all kinds of things take place, and then there's like a physical shift in the body. And so usually what happens, sometimes we're like, oh no, what happened? And we go sometimes the human part of us wants to go to all these areas, and often it's very much fear-based. Part of it is because it's coming from a place of concern. However, for me, it wasn't like that this morning. Michael was like, what do you think the message is? I was like, this is my feminine sacred side. It doesn't want to hear BS anymore. Done. He's like, okay, and what are you not willing to listen to? I was like, okay, you got a point, but my instinct is. So I said in the prayer this morning, it was so magical because everything was kind of like tuned this side was tuned out from all the noise because I'm clairaudient. I hear so much already from many different dimensions, and then I see as well. And so often there's just a lot of activity. It felt so refreshing to not hear all this sound. This side I could hear, but this sound I couldn't. And it gave me this opportunity to just sit in this space of gratitude, like real gratitude. I was like, wow, I'm really going to enjoy this right now. I don't know how long it will last, but I'm not going to rush off to a doctor or anything like that, and just really embrace it. So I wanted to start with that because I sat in that place. And as usually, Michael and I never ever tell each other what we're going to talk about. And neither do we tell our guest teachers because we're like, it's the message of divine. You know what that divine message is that you're here to generously share. We can't really prepare it too much because divine doesn't communicate that way. It's very much in the present, it's very much in this now, and it's very much what you experience directly that inspires you to speak from. So today, what I'd like to share with you is this gentle, beautiful experience I had in my prayer. So in my meditation this morning, after all of this, I had my sound bowl, and usually I do my sound bowl so I can go through the tones and the sounds and vibrations and the languages and hearing. So of course, it was very funny because when I was sounding the tone, I could feel it being off base. I could feel everything being wobbly. So I said, wow, what is this wobbly state? And it tied back to yesterday's message that I wrote on Facebook. There's this panic around the light workers, this sort of message floated around, you gotta get ready, the big shift is coming, it's in a few days, and there's all of this thing happening. So yesterday I just said this, I said, I just don't resonate with that. This holy shift is every single freaking day. We all can testify to that. It's in every encounter situation, our family members, our colleagues, our children, and the pets and the animals and the weather. Like every interaction is part of what I really call the holy shift, although it feels pretty shitty some days, But that also is part of it. Really is part of it because it's really bringing all part of ourselves from every dimension, every aspect, every consciousness, every plane, every soul aspect from all existence and our multidimensional nature back in. There's the calling of that monad coming in. There's that magnetic pull from every part that we have left a marking somewhere is being retrieved back. So we, in our human garment, we have incarnated for whatever purpose, whether it's been to serve the karma, the karmic agreements, whether it's been to serve the dharma, whether it's just volunteer soul, like I'm going down to help assist, or some are flat out here to deliver the mastery. So they have to go through the hardest of the hardest of the hardest because that's part of the mastery level. Doesn't matter. All of us are here because all of us, with our journey, whatever this journey is, we are all expanding to the next level of our consciousness. And that next level of consciousness is connected to everyone's consciousness, as it's connected to the entire universal field of light. There is no separation from this place. So, having said that, so when I hear, for example, this big shift is going to get ready, if you don't do this, this is going to happen, I can't resonate with it because, like this morning when I said in my prayer, the level of love that is expressed by the masters, by the angels, by the team above, the galactics, is so they never warn you from a place of fear, ever. It doesn't work that way. It's in highest regard, highest respect that is met here like this, that sees you in your highest grace, sees you in your highest light, and sees that of course you can do it. You prepared all along all lifetimes. You got this. And it doesn't baby you. It doesn't do any of that. It doesn't have empathy. It's not like that. It has compassion. And that's very different than empathy or sympathy. You see? So today, I was sitting there. I said, okay, here's this wobbly thing. What is this? Talk to me. What do you want me to see, feel, hear? What do you want me to really resonate with? And I was receiving that this wobbly state is the wobbly state of this now. That many within the collective energy are wobbled because there's this expansion of light through these light codes, light streams, through the magnetic fields, the magnetic storms, the solar storms, and through the fleet ships, through the stargates and the gateways. All of that is like stream force of light pouring in. And this stream force of light is awakening the light codes within us. I'm an activated transmitter of light codes, directly working with that expansion of the light codes. Yet there's this wobbly state because it's attempting to ground into the human experience. But what is happening? Most light workers, bringers of light, way showers, right, star seeds, they're staying here. They are not bringing it into the heart, honing it in their solar plexus, in their sacral, in their root, and ground this energy to Mother Earth. So that's why I have issues when I hear information within the etherics just like spread out like this, but it's not grounded. It's not grounded into Gaia's heartbeat, not Earth. Earth has already transcended. We've moved into New Earth. New Earth is Gaia. That's her fifth dimensional frequency. That's her true, well, she has a unity flower, literally. And this unity flower is literally like a golden rose. And this rose is this fifth dimensional consciousness because we're going to the unity Christ consciousness. It's very heart-based, where you cannot anchor that if these are not anchored. So I said, thank you. Of course, so I'm experiencing, usually I experience things on this collective energy, and I've been part of just a lot of clearing of collective energy. So I said, okay, thank you so much. So we hear, and sometimes this message it is like, just don't hear. And go really deeper inside, like really deeper inside. What if we just close our ears, really, and just go inward, hone it in. So it can ground in this vertical axis properly. And then the other part was when I was sitting there, I saw when it came to the Ascended Masters, the Great White Brotherhood of Light, I saw this incredible, this was very interesting, aspiring golden white pearls of bubbles of light floating like this, just in the most beautiful radiance, spiraling everywhere. And I was like, wow, like this, like enchanted, like blissed out ecstasy. Oh, thank you so much. I want to eat all of them. They're so good. Like they're all part of me. I'm part of that, you know. And within that place, I was hearing, not from here, not from here, not from here, that help others recognize that we're part of everyone. We're part of every single human being. Every single human being comes with a gigantic team of light that he or she or both or whatever has forgotten what this is. It's a stream of light. And that brought a lot of joy to me. So that's why I put little things for you, because I want you guys to do a little practice today in your little notes. because this message yesterday was shared by this beautiful being of light, and there's all of this kind of like panic within the communities of light going out. The big shift, big shift. We've been going through big shift since 2012. For God's sakes, like I don't even want to hear it. Like we're all every day. We're like, okay, we're going through all kinds of things. Like it's seriously not a big deal anymore. Right? Am I the only one who feels like that? Honestly, give me a break. So, and what's interesting on this post that I invite you guys to watch, all the women that make comments on my page, like, yes, I resonate. And this other thing is all male, but the shift is coming. So what's happening here? Right? There's definitely that wobbly state you see that is attempt. Yes, we have major eclipse on Tuesday. We're getting for a few more transits. We're still in this galactic gateway till the Lion's Gate, of course. But what else is new? It's been happening, but yet there's this quickening, and this quickening requires more grounding, requires more inner work. So I'd like to invite you to please grab the little piece of index paper with the little pen, and not the Archangel Michael card yet. That's for you later. But you can use that if you need to write on it. And what I'd like to invite you, yeah, Michael, that would be great for you to do that tomorrow. So every single one of us have certain responsibilities that carries this weight on our shoulder, sometimes on our head, sometimes on our heart. And it makes it sort of like heavy to take that next step. Because from a place of love, from a place of kindness, we want to honor the responsibility. Yet we really need a lifting hand. And we've somehow forgotten that this lifting hand is always available to us at any second, at any moment of the day. Because we come from this holy spark of light from 144 dimensions. We embody it into a human incarnation, and it's right here, and it's within that heartbeat, that resonance of the heartbeat. It sparks each time we breathe. It is actually a flame. So, but we've forgotten how to work with the mechanics of this. So, what I'd like to invite you, I'd really like for you to please give yourself permission to write down and really be honest. For the purpose of this exercise, we ask you to use three things that are really heavy sitting on your heart, on your shoulder, on your head. Maybe one that's here, or maybe one that's here, one that's here, or it's all over, it doesn't matter. I really want you to write it down. And you really need a lifting hand. You just need help. Write it down. And there's a reason when you write it down, you're taking the responsibility towards also the solution. You're not, okay, I acknowledge it. You're not living in the etheric, you're bringing it in. So I want you to really write it down. And you write it down. This is the area that's sitting on my heart. This concern. I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for that. I need a little lifting hand. So I just want you to give yourself permission to write that. And those of you who are on our live stream, you may also do the same. Thank you so much. And the more honest, really vulnerable, honest you are with yourself, the more it will serve you. Okay. So, and you can always do more of this when you go home. Just 3 things that's just sitting there. So with that, what I'm going to invite you to do now, just you can always do more of this later at home. I want you to really take this piece of paper, and I would like to invite you to place it in your heart. And really bring both of your hands in your heart. So you are really just allowing this opening of your heart to receive this message. And I'd like to first begin by thanking each of you for giving yourself permission to ask for help. That is the highest responsibility on you as an incarnate soul, as a part of this ascension, planetary ascension, to learn that you are here to deliver your earth mission, but you didn't come to do it alone, and there's always help available to you. So with that, with gratitude, first I'd like to invite you to really tune in to this beautiful inner flame inside your heart, this beautiful dazzling golden flame of light is there. As you take an in breath in and you take an in breath out, becoming very conscious of this beautiful breath that you're taking in and the breath you're taking out. Seeing, visualizing, feeling this beautiful golden sparkling flame of light. And really breathing this golden inner sacred flame of light inside. I just want you to continue to breathe in this sparkling light. And this sparkling light is the holy essence, is the Holy Spirit that has been left behind from the Creator that you are borrowing to walk upon this incarnation. And as you breathe in, really breathe in this beautiful illumination of light inside, I invite the presence of the Great White Brotherhood of Light, the Ascended Masters, the Guardian Angels, the team of angels, and the archangels. And I'd like to invite also the higher councils, the star brothers and sisters, the Kohans of the ray of light, the Elohim, the team of the dragons, the sacred order of white rose and sacred order of white dove. I also like to invite the Galactic Federation of Light, the Intergalactic Council, the Councils of Light, the Legions of Light, Ashtar Command, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Source of all light and illumination, and your beautiful spirit animal guides and your ancestors. There's a gigantic team, every single one of you, that you have around you. And as the archangels reminded me today, every single archangel that works with you has the power to summon 1,000 team of angels at any moment that you need to come and support you with what you need. So I want you to really breathe in that space that there is a gigantic team of about 1,000 angels that any moment can come and support you. There's a team of 500 dragons that are here for every single person on planet. The abundance of this energy of assistance and help is beyond our imagination. The Ascended Masters reminded me today, there are millions of masters that have ascended unto their ascended state And they're also here to help lift you into your ascension, into the light. And that means for you to walk in the light of love on Gaia. And of course, we have the fleet ships and the star brothers and sisters to help support you. So within that place, in this moment, I'd like to invite each of you to breathe in the invocation that I am supported. You may repeat. I am supported. I am loved.
I am loved.
There's help here for me.
There's help here for me.
I am never alone.
I am never alone.
There are many hands that are here to help me.
There are many hands that are here to help me.
All I have to do is ask, and I shall receive.
All I have to do is ask, and I shall receive.
I am so grateful to have so much help around me.
I am so grateful to have so much help around me.
And may these things that I have written
May these things that I have written
be fully supported by the highest team of light.
be fully supported by the highest team of light.
May I receive the assistance that I need
May I receive the assistance that I need
in the best way that is for the highest good of me,
in the best way that is for the highest good of me,
so I can be free and liberated
so I can be free and liberated
to serve my true divinity
to serve my true divinity
and lift others into their ascension.
and lift others into their ascension.
I recognize my prayer is received by the highest team of light.
I recognize that my prayer is received by the highest team of light.
I am heard and I'm hearted,
I am heard and I am hearted,
and I can allow myself to let go and let divine flow through me.
and I can allow myself to let go and let divine flow through me.
By the power of the sacred flames,
By the power of the sacred flames,
I now ask my responsibilities to be handled
I now ask my responsibilities to be handled
by this team of brilliant light.
by this team of brilliant light.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Trust will give you the power to move from that state to the next state and allow yourself to commune with this gigantic team that is here to lift you, to hold you, to embrace you, and to free you so the joy of your illumination can carry through. So thank you so much, everyone. And if you need to do this more, continue to do this more. So with that, I'm going to welcome our beloved guest speaker, Liz Lerner, to come and share her amazing message.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Just
beloved.
put this right here.
Ooh.
So now I'm seeing all of our dragons and all of our angels and all of our beings of light just filling the room. Right? So this is a crowded, colorful room. So, listening to Honey and being so honored to be here. Thank you guys so much. I've been thinking a lot of the same kinds of things, the striving to do, to be, to get better, to be enlightened, to be, ready for this big transition. And as Honey said, this has been going on for a really long time. And we've all been clearing things and moving ahead and learning and finding our hearts and getting into our bodies. And I think that sometimes we just don't see that we're already there. That there's something that's in our head, that's some chatter or some idea that we can't do something, or a sense of if I just do better, if I just do this, if I just do that. And we're out here. We're not anywhere connected. That chatter isn't actually in our heads. I mean, it feels like it's in our heads, but what I notice for myself is it's really in so many different places that I'm not actually present in the moment if I'm hearing all that stuff going on. I'm not. If everybody just put their attention in their feet for a moment and take a breath, if you really feel your feet and feel yourself supported in your chair, like breathe into that. Like really fully deep breath in, and feel that chair supporting you and your feet connected with Gaia, connected with that incredible energy, and letting it move all the way up our bodies, and taking source and moving that down inside and focusing that attention in our hearts. We are here, really here. And when that happens and we're breathing into our hearts, there's that integration that takes place, and we know where we are. We know that we are in the moment we need to be in. We don't need anything else. We need nothing else, right? Just that presence. Because in that presence, we have choice, right? We can know actually where we are. We can feel into what messages we're getting, or what we are drawn to do, or what the earth is asking of us, or even what kind of breath we need to take in that moment. And so for me, that's been the hugest message of my life, is to recognize when I'm not here. And when I'm not here, it gets very scary, right? Because we don't know what we're doing. We don't really know what we're listening to. We don't really know, it's old templates or messages or things somebody once said to us, or, all that stuff that doesn't actually exist in the present moment. So every time I come back to the present moment, I actually can know where I am. And then I know I don't have to be afraid, right? Because there's guidance in here, right? So coming here today, I was thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to talk about today? There's so many possibilities of so many great things. And in the car, I was telling Honey, I was sort of like just getting the message, you're just going to end up saying what needs to be said. So stop thinking about it. And if we really find ourselves not knowing or being afraid, I always put my attention on my feet. Because at least if I put my attention on my feet, everything else lines up. And then in my heart, I really have a place to ask where I need to go, what I need to do. I remember when I was a little girl, I felt that everything was connected. I had power to do anything, like little person. There was just, it was so great, so exciting. It was just, there were no limits. I didn't really understand what that meant, but I felt that anything was possible. And then at night, though, I would get really, really scared, because all of a sudden I would hear this buzzing that I had no idea was energy. And, I was thinking about, honey, what you were saying about, the wobbling, and I find myself doing the same thing whenever something happens, or I have an injury, or I have to heal, or I think even then as a little person, I wasn't asking the question. Now I ask the question, what is it? What's the message, right? But I think then it was almost like, okay, well, we do have to build muscles. We do have to figure out how we're going to navigate what shows up, right? And what do we call on, and who do we ask? And I wasn't asking anybody outside of me because things were buzzing, and it was like, what were they going to say to that? But there was something about just finding the resource, finding some way to question, like, okay, well, what really is this? And I can live through the night. I can finally go to sleep. And I think it's for all of us, whatever that scary thing is, or that, something we really don't know, something we really don't understand, something that shows up. Like right now, all these things are showing up in our world, right? For me, it was in the 80s when I had a really bad injury. I kind of chose Seattle for my soul, and then chose Chicago for a job, and everything kind of got split, and I was working really hard and striving, and I wasn't being. I was being, but not fully. And I had this injury, and an acupuncturist, dear friend, gave me a book, The Findhorn Garden, the original garden where all of the three people who, Findhorn Garden is a spiritual community in Scotland. And it was started back in the late 70s by three people who meditated and elevated their energetic levels to connect with divas and Pan and I'm blocking the word, divas, elementals, and created this incredible garden out of rock, which everyone said couldn't be done. And for me, what that meant was anything is possible, that it was really true, and that there were things that we might not understand, but once that veil is lifted, we go further and further and further and learn and learn and learn, and all that energy is available to us. So I got lost here in my little talk, but I think the bottom line for me is that we are always supported. Everything is always available to us. We are always guided if we listen. Our hearts are always, always full of energy and information. And we are always in the right place at the right time, even if we think we make the wrong decision. There's always guidance. There's always something. There's a journey on that path that you just don't know turns out to be the most extraordinary one that you ever imagined. And it keeps on going. Right? So one of the things that I wanted to do today, because I do feel that every moment we are serving, and every moment we, with every decision and everywhere we put the steps of our body, we are helping the transformation of this planet and all of us together. And so there's a dance that is very grounding. It brings us into our body. It's called the midwife's dance. And it's a dance that was created hundreds of years ago. It's Romanian. It was my favorite dance that I used to do when I ran sacred dance workshops. And it was done by the community when men and women together, because we are balancing that masculine and feminine energy, when a woman was in labor in the community. And it's very, very simple, and it's very powerful, and you guys are going to love it. So I'm going to teach you a dance, and then I'll put the music on. So if everybody could stand up, because we need to stand up to move.
Do you need me to move the microphone?
Yeah, if we could just move it to the in between the chairs. And maybe I'll take the bowl in the center.
Sure.
Okay. So what we want to do is make a circle around this beautiful crystal bowl. And we're going to put our hands this way. So tighten up. Come on. Okay, so the way it's going to go is very small steps. Little tiny steps, 4 steps to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to face the front, and we're going to just sway. Left, right, left, right. We're going to go 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sway left, right, left, right. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left. Go opposite me, honey.
Okay.
Right? And it's going to keep going that way.
Okay.
So that's all it is. And it just mimics that process of the moving back and forth of labor and then giving birth. Yeah. So, where did I put the phone? It's going to call out the steps.
Oh,
Because we are birthing a new earth.
that's right. And our responsibilities are up.
Sway. A hard labor, huh?
It was.
Sway. Sway.
energy moving to the earth, all humanity, celestial bodies, and the beings of light, breathing in this breath.
It's significant having that giggles because it's that inner joy
Yeah.
that when we give it up to the spirit realm and the higher being, they take it from, so the joy comes back. So very significant. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful music. It's gorgeous.
Great.
So it's beautiful that we did this amazing dance, Liz, because one of the things I wanted to speak about was the summer solstice. And in our amazing gathering that we had on our fire ceremony, we did a dance around the fire. We were moving 4 steps to the right, 4 steps to the left, 4 steps to the front, and 4 steps to the back. And it was just amazing how the energy was flowing as we were greeting fire. So thank you very much for this. It's a beautiful feeling when we can all come together and feel this energy in the summer, which I wanted to bring the message of.
But a never-ending summer solstice fire ceremony.
Yeah.
The fire ceremony.
It kept going. And part of it, Liz, we were all singing. We were introducing a simple song, and then we were introducing its steps. And by the time people were learning the lyrics, the steps were all around, so we ran with it. So it was beautiful to see how the fire that never ended, because the ceremony kept going and going, and people kept looking at me like, well, when is it going to stop? Because it just kept going and going and going. And so today I want to initiate that and just welcome the summer, because I find that when I was sitting in prayer this morning, and what I was thinking is what really summer is. And it really brought me to my childhood. It brought me to my inner child and my kid. Like, wow, summer, it's fun. It's playtime, it's vacation, it's travel, it's joy, it's happiness, and it's what most of us get excited for. I know sometimes winter babies or spring or fall, but summer there's this love, there's this energy. And what I really notice is there's this extreme amount of light. We know, of course, on the 21st, it's the highest amount of light gone through. And I don't know, have you guys recognize or witness the rays of light coming down? Honey and I feel like we're like seals that come out of the ocean. We just sit in the sun, we just lie there. And we feel this light coming in, and we're like, or walruses, they just like lie there and they just feel the sun. Or do you ever see turtles? They're just like basking in the sun, and they're just sitting there, feeling this light. And then I go deep within, and I'm like, well, why do we have this reverence for light? What is it about this light during summertime that really allows us to feel this joy and love? So the deeper I go in and realize, well, this is our physical body, but in our non-physical body, we are light. We are beings of light, filled with the infinite possibilities of everything possible. Thank you for reminding. Imagination is one of my biggest joys. And in this light, what you're receiving, which we are receiving quite a bit now, I find summertime is the greatest time to reflect that light, to enjoy that light, and to radiate that light. Yet, isn't it funny, as much light that's coming through the summer, as much heat that's coming from the summer, have any of you recognized what's been happening in the evenings or nights? Storms will come, thunder comes, lightning comes. And I place that as a metaphor. Here we are in this loving light. Here we're in this joy. Here we're in this massive level of just peace and happiness. And all of a sudden the clouds get dark. Here comes the rain. Here comes the dark clouds. And what do? We have to embrace it. We have to love it. We have to accept it, because as much as we are in that happiness of light and love, we still have to embrace the dark clouds. We still have to embrace the fear and the stress, because we can't ignore it or run away from it. I just remember a couple weeks ago, I was in Frederick, Maryland on a Mother and Son's Day. And so we're like, okay, let's go out to eat. We got some beautiful chairs for our new adult table since we've gone a little higher off the ground. We can graduate into our summer solstice. We had this little table. And honey and I were like, Max, we gotta get a bigger table. Long story short, we got a real table now. We're ascending a little higher, right? So we go and get chairs and we go into Frederick. We find this cute little cafe. We go in, it's dimly lit, and it's just very warm, very beautiful. So we're sitting at the table. For the first time ever, I actually heard the tornado alert on our iPhones. I've heard the Amber Alert, but I've never heard the tornado alert. My mom and I look at each other and we're like, what is that? And we just, oh, don't worry, it's a tornado alert. I'm like, okay, tornado alert. Okay, well, it's okay. So staying in the heart. So we're sitting right by the window because we like the light. We like to be close to the outdoors. So we're sitting there. And all of a sudden, the wind starts blowing. The rain starts coming down. The streets start filling up with water. Everyone's like in the restaurant in this state of like, shock. In this state of, oh my gosh, are we really going to have a tornado? Are we going to get flooded out? The people on the other sides of the restaurants all have their iPhones out, the tape recording what the streets were rising. Because literally within a couple of minutes, the streets were filled with a foot of water. And the water was actually getting ready to go into the restaurant. So I'm looking at my mom. We're in this beautiful, peaceful, quaint restaurant. We're eating. And I'm like, Mom, isn't it interesting that out there is a tornado, there's wind, there's water, there's everything that's happening. And we're eating our vegetarian pasta. I'm listening. Bob Marley's in the background. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be all right. And everyone in the restaurant's kind of like, they're in that like wobbly mode of like, what do we do? It's like pouring out raining. I said, isn't it interesting that on this thin little wall outside is this chaotic, fearful, crazy environment, yet inside in our heart, in our place where we're celebrating, where we're enjoying, we're in complete safety. I said, what happens when we give our attention to fear? And no joke, when I say fear, the electricity went out. When she looked at me, I was like, I didn't do it. I didn't even finish my sentence. I was going to go, what happens when we shift our attention from fear to love? Here we are eating here. Marley's playing in the background, reminding us because everything's going to be all right. The food's delicious. The water's coming in, but we're in our heart. We're in our sense of love. And that's what I want to bring forth today is in our heart, when we are in our love space, nothing can move us around. Nothing can push us off. If we're grounded in our feet and stern in our heart, stable and connected in our light from the divine through us into the earth, we are as strong as possible. Yet, which is all right, when we give our attention to fear, when we start to move in ways where we start to get worried, stressed, anxious, angry, resented, the energy's on the outside, then it starts to move us in ways where we don't have that firm stabilization. I know we already know this. And this is just a reminder because I find that what summer is, it is fire. It is heat. It is the most extreme point of light. It is the time when we can reflect the highest amount of love through us. Yet it's also transformation, because that's what fire is. Even when we look at fire in the Eastern science, fire represents the heart. And this is the time of the heart in its transformation, which we will be brought forward into our debris of fears coming into our life. And what are we going to do with it? Are we going to be in the streets and flood away with all the water and let ourselves go from our connection to the earth and our heart? Or can we just do one thing? Shift our attention to our heart in love versus the fear, the lack, the limitations. Sometimes our mind, and trust me, honey reminds me a lot, the mind, the mental body, that somehow gets caught up in these conditions, beliefs, and just these old programs that bring us into fear, which is all right. Yet, as I said in the beginning, when we embrace that with love, what do? We transform that. We bring that right back into the light that we are. And at this moment, where things are speeding up, I know you guys feel this. Things are getting faster and faster and faster. I had the biggest trigger this week because I kept saying, it's getting so fast, it's going fast. I can't stand this busyness. Wait a minute, it's not busy, it's just getting faster. But I'm projecting that it's getting busier and busier, which really is just getting faster and faster, which means we have to ground even deeper. And most important, place the intention in our hearts, in our love, versus the fear and the limitations and programs that sometimes just pull us in different directions, which becomes a little wobbly. Today, this week, we are in some major transformations between the solstice, coming to the eclipse, and what I almost seem like there's something always happening. So what I've enjoyed and what I've listened to Honey is that letting go of all the big things that are coming and just embrace it all. Embrace it with the love, embrace it with the fear, but come back to our highest point, our heart. Because at the end of the day, we are light. And we are raising our vibration in the light. And we are reflecting it. And no better time to bring our vibration up, because there are forces out there that just want our vibrations to stay lower. Our lower chakras sometimes are pulled down to what we see outside. Yet, when we close our ears and we go within and we just trust that everything is going to be all right within. Because we are light beings that are ascending and vibrating and moving to all of our dreams and manifestations. It's just a matter of believing in it, staying in it, and honoring it. So today I'd like to read a small little invocation in honor of our light, in our remembrance of our light, so that we can take our light outwardly and shine it as these magnificent solar waves, plasma waves are coming to crystallize our DNA. We can join the party of ascension and now honor that light in our cultivation of it. So I'm going to say a small invocation. Repeat after me. And place our hands right over our heart. And it's called the invocation to the light. I live within the light.
I live within the light.
And I love within the light.
And I love within the light.
I laugh within the light.
I laugh within the light.
I am sustained and nourished by the light.
I am sustained and nourished by the light.
I joyously serve the light.
I joyously serve the light.
For I am light.
For I am light.
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 I am that I am in all I do.
I am that I am in all that I do.
And so it is.
And so it is.
This remembrance that we are light, we are loved, and we sometimes just forget because we're in these bodies that are a little dense, and we're living in these beautiful, wonderful communities around areas that just tend to focus on things that may not be the light. But we have all come on this great mission to shine our light, to bring our light, and most important, to gather and activate our light. And no better time to start doing this in a time period where summertime brings forth our greatest reflection and attraction and expansion of the light. So thank you for all shining your light and embracing these beautiful, powerful days of the light, because summertime, personally, I find is the joyful, playful, happy time to bring our light together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful message. I really love that. Really, really love that. It's always wonderful, the divine perfection of it, and how that collective energy that's pulled in brings this beautiful essence to share that whatever that remembrance is within all of us. So really thank you for that, and thank you. Yes, thank you. Thanks to all of us. And it's interesting, I was feeling, I was like, wow, Mariam and Phil have been our previous speakers too. You really did the invocation of I am light, and Mariam really spoke about that power of imagination, the inner child, and all of that. So there's always this collective energy that is expanding, because there's that part of us, the multidimensional part of us is really returning. So it's behind just the human experience, it's the fullness of the experience. So with that, what I like to also have us do as we close up, as we bring our Archangel message, I was guided to get more of the Archangel messages and see what the Archangel message is for us today. I have mine, and Michael, you're gonna have to help me read this too, because I can read that one. So write about your thoughts and feelings. Okay, what does it say?
Thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing, and healing.
That's beautiful. That's my message for today. There's a lot I'm guided to write about. And Archangel Michael a few years ago said it's just time to write it. And I'd written 800 pages, and my for 4 years of my journey on the land. And one day from London, getting on the airplane, as soon as I got on the airplane, I opened my laptop to write. I don't know what happened on the pages, the whole thing vanished. So I had 800 pages of documenting what I did on the land, planetary healing. And I just sat there, I was like, wow. And it's interesting, I was lifted from the responsibility. And I said, and I just closed it, and I slept the whole ride back from London. and I haven't touched it. I haven't, and I know there's been this nudge, like, okay, it's safe, you can share. And so it was beautiful. And I'd like to for a second hear what yours is. Maybe start with you. What did you?
Oh, yeah. Mine says, God is in charge, and it's everything that I wrote. And my prayer, dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved.
That's like for all of us.
Like, but it was like what I wrote. Was,
Exactly. Yeah.
it was like I wasn't sure, and I just wrote what was in my heart.
Yeah.
And this is amazing.
Yeah. So trust. The frequency of trust.
Right.
And like Liz said, we're filled, that the room is like filled. Just because we're not seeing, or sometimes not feeling so much, we lose track that they exist. But if you can just not be dependent, attached to these human five senses that has validated our experiences, and allow our higher spiritual senses, and the higher spiritual sense, the number one is trust. You got this.
And look where I was sitting, and then
Yeah,
where I
move on.
ended
Exactly.
up. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be.
It is always. Thank you so much for sharing. Bells.
Mine says, decide to be happy now. Which is perfect.
Yeah.
The prayer says, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all of the goodness in my life.
Aw, Bells. And we haven't seen you for a while. How perfect. It's always So perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's the level of love. Yeah, thank you. Phil?
Mine says a favorable outcome. And my prayer, thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith.
Perfect.
That's also for all of us. Thank you. Isn't it? All I do is I had to put these down. I had no idea how direction was going to go. It's always perfect. Courage.
Just be gentle with yourself.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I want you to fair.
I was gonna quickly show you the certificate.
Thank you. You should take that card with him.
She's gotta take it to
Yeah.
my forehead.
What's
So
your
when
prayer?
Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace.
Alhamdulillah. That's beautiful. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you. Michael, thank you. Liz, thank you.
So this one is a sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for helping me see the humor in this situation,
Oh.
so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I'm willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy.
And that's totally you. You know, because you do laugh quite a bit through things. So beautiful.
Yay.
And it is the humor is amazing because again when it's lifted, you just laugh through it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And that's also a lifting message for all of us. Sometimes when we're in the pain we can't quite see the humor, but just when it's lifted just a little bit, then you can. Thank you so much.
You and your loved ones are safe. And the prayer is, Dear God and Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over me and my loved ones. Please help me feel secure, at peace, and fill me with faith so that I may focus on my priorities and enjoy a healthful, happy life.
Does that resonate?
I was literally praying yesterday. This.
Isn't it amazing? Thank you. Thank you.
So mine is romance angels are helping you.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So I'm shocked by this because everything is always about manifesting rise. Rise needs to be sustainable. Rise. Nothing else except that.
It's about
And it's like, well, wait a minute. No, this is later. This is later, but apparently not.
Apparently it's the golden
Apparently
moment
it's
in the
very
now, in the
nice.
present now. Look at how that dropped in the now.
It's very encouraging. Maybe that means I don't have to be so worried about rise anymore.
Well, not worry, but how about celebrating this in the rise?
That would be nice.
Beautiful.
So the prayer, I can't read very well because I don't have my reading glasses, but basically that I'm being prepared and my soulmate is being prepared and arranged to meet.
Look at that.
Oh, I'd
Isn't
like to
that
read that
beautiful?
one.
Thanks for moving over with me.
Yeah.
There, I like this card.
And I had given Lisa something special several months ago of the two doves.
You did. That's
I
what
sure
came
did,
in
for
my
your
office.
divine union is coming.
Oh, it would have been weird if
So,
I had sat
Yeah.
there though.
Oh. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Michael, what's yours?
So I love this message because it's the last one that's being read, and I feel for myself and for everyone as a beautiful reminder. You're on the right path.
Oh, yeah.
Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Thank you for giving me loud and clear guidance that I easily understand. Thank you for motivating me and filling me with the courage and confidence to make healthful life changes.
Beautiful.
So,
So we're so grateful to that. And if you wanted to, you can take pictures of it later. And let us close the circle as we usually do, standing up. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it just amazing? Like how when we don't really plan it, we just do it. And like this morning, what was shared in the prayer and in here, and it just like it was so beautiful because the archangels are like, we summon thousands of angels. And here it is, like what really stops us from utilizing that? Why do we not ask for help? Because we're just too good enough to do it ourselves? Or what is that? So I'm really grateful. I'm so grateful for this beautiful Sacred Sunday spiritual circle once again, that somehow magically is always divinely orchestrated. And our beautiful guest today, Liz, thank you so much. And we knew it would be an intimate circle, and it's that beautiful intimacy where you can really feel and ground the energy. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the gift of this wobbliness in my ear today. I so embrace it because I can see the divine perfection of it. And I also so embrace the beautiful, I loved all that you shared today, Michael. It was so beautiful.
I'm grateful that always being the last one of getting inspired by the beautiful hearts that somehow divinely orchestrate the message without the mind thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And be like, okay, here's some things. Listen from the heart and just glue them, piece them, and weave them all together. So thank you guys. Gals, beautiful divine hearts for sharing your messages, because as I hear it, it fills my heart with however the energy is going to come forth. So thank you so much.
I'm so grateful to Archangel Michael. Really, my goodness. I personally cannot and will not live my life without his gracious presence. And I love to say Michael. That's what I say, Michael. And we're so grateful to our new beloved sister that came. Thank you for coming. You're always welcome.
Thank you
Circle
so much.
is between 10 to 15, once in a while is 20. But it always is perfect. And so grateful for our beautiful elves. We haven't seen in so long.
Thank you.
Miss you. Yeah, so beautiful. You're just so perfect. And so grateful for Phil. And I accept you even without your beard, but I can't.
Sorry, Phil, I spilled the beans
Yeah,
yesterday.
I was like, oh my goodness.
So he was looking
Thank
all
you.
cute with his
It grows
beard.
back.
I'm working on attachment. But he can't release that. No. And Pavadu, thank you so much.
You had a beard?
Yeah.
Not a big beard. Just a little, just a.
It was
Training beer.
But it looked really good.
That's what I said.
Delicious.
Keep it
Delicious.
Awesome. Yeah.
We look forward to Kava having
We want more.
beard, so we can enjoy that conversation. So grateful. I feel like the message for you is
Perfect.
so perfect, and how loved you are. Really how loved you are as you both go on your travels coming up. You just enjoy and know you're protected, you're loved, and so perfect. Thank you, Liz. It just fills my heart that we get to come together in here.
It's exciting to
It
do
is
that.
exciting. It is exciting. And many more. Yeah. And Mariam John, you look absolutely radiant with your new coated gift. So when you embrace it, take it to the places in Portugal, that sacred places, and let this beautiful, the codes of light to do what they need to do through that. Thank you. And Lisa, there is absolutely no surprise, although you might be surprised, but that energy has to do with that beautiful romantic energy. It's more than that. there is a circulation of that sacred energy, the sacred sexuality, sacred sensuality that's vibrating through you. It's God's energy. You're opening that, and you already look different. Just and that's going to shift a lot of things. So beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. And I can't wait for us to go play in paddleboard today, Michael. That's going to be wonderful.
And thank you, honey, for always showing your grace, your reverence, your excitement, your passion, and just your love for coming forth and bringing your wisdom so naturally, so unique, and so just what I find brilliant each Sunday as we open our home up to welcome all those that are called and to share what we've been brought forward to give to others, to know that we are just grateful for everyone in this moment. So thank you.
Thank you. And we've not yet had a circle of gratitude like this before, because gratitude is the essential attitude. So we give thanks to you, Liz. This circle is happening.
Yeah.
And to our live stream folks, thank you so much, live stream, as you're with us. And that's Demetrius. Demetrius, we love you very much. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Demetrius.
And
My butt's been covered.
We've been
covering.
It's all
I
perfect.
see a lot of likes.
It's been a worldwide
This circle of hands, as you're with us, is really the hands that's around Earth. This is the hand that is around Mother Earth, that is around Gaia's now frequency and that beautiful heartbeat. We're all here to deliver this together, all together, with our team above. And there's a team below, the ground crew, the team above. That's exactly what it is, because it is a divine plan, and each of us are part of that divine plan. And I really love that prayer. I can remember to say it now. It goes, see if I can remember to say it. Phil probably remembers that. I can't remember it. That's okay. Oh, now suddenly. Well, if I
What's it like?
it's just too. I usually sing it out loud, but the last part of it is no one can ever be the part of that plan that is me. It goes.
That's enough.
I forgot the
That's it,
exactly.
that's
That's good. That's good.
That's
It matches this state right now. So with that, maybe generously share that in which touched us today by this presence that beholds all of us. Maybe really, really just walk firmly with our feet on Gaia's belly and walk the walk of beauty, and glide and share the gifts of our hearts generously. When we open ourselves to this live stream, like Michael and I have, we open it up once a month on a Sunday here, on the energy of the sun. We give because it makes us feel amazing to give from the abundance that has touched us. And we know this doesn't cost a thing at all, because it's the greatest gift, and it doesn't run out. So may you take from here and share in your own creative expression. Go out and share today, the next 30 days, and let this stream continue to flow through you. And to know it's a stream that you already come from. You never have to create it. You just have to celebrate it, and it will continue to fully run through you. And that's all it is. So thank you so much for a beautiful circle. And we will not be having a circle next month, July, as we'll be away quite a bit. But we will resume in August 14th or 15th with Hillary will be our guest speaker. We're looking very much forward to that, as she's gone through so much transformation. She's already an author. She's got a lot to share. It's going to be wonderful. And maybe remember We are truly golden, beaming balls of light. So much love. Thank you so much for today. Thank you. And we always hug. Left and right.
You're always on this side, that's weird. Last week.
So perfect. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, thank you.
Just to add to your storm, so
I love that place.
I think rainbows last weekend I did that.
Yesterday we were driving down 270 and had the rainbow the whole way down.
I've
Unbelievable.
seen them.
I'll see you in a couple months. Yeah, awesome.
So much.
Nice meeting you, Phil.
What is your
Yeah,